Madam Speaker, the member is misleading the House. If you look at Hansard as to what I said, February 28th, save and accept for those areas that had specific challenges. He failed to add that. And I can say, Madam Speaker, I can say that as of today, we're at 99.6% with under 2,000 people still without electricity to be done in the month of April to May. So, if you're going to quote me properly, please.
You know, Madam Speaker, I'm not here to pick a fight with the Minister of Energy. I'm not. No, I'm not. Madam Speaker, when you say 99.6% of the country has been restored, the report that I got a week ago, and the Minister said at a press conference a week ago, that there were approximately 3,000 residents without electricity, and that 2,561 of them are from Westmoreland. The report from the CEO of JPS is that 2,561 residents from Eastern Westmoreland are without electricity. So, I don't understand how that is becoming a controversial matter. The hurricane made landfall in the constituency, devastated the constituency, and we have seen no priority attention in there to get back electricity to this country. And when we have this bill, I am taking this bill.
Madam Speaker, there can only be one minister of energy at a time. And that has to be me.
Hold on. I cannot hear you at all. Members. Go ahead, Minister. I could not hear a word.
Madam Speaker, there can only be one minister of energy at a time. And it so happens that that happens to be me at this particular moment. I am going to read from a report of the 26th to show that he's misleading the House. He's misleading the House. As of today's date, it is 99.71% restoration. Westmoreland is at 94% with 1,937 persons still without electricity. And in St. Elizabeth, 80. This is a report that I got hours ago today from the Jamaica Public Service. So you can't say that the managing director of JPS giving you a different report than he's giving me. You are wrong, and you must admit it and stop misleading the House.
Madam Speaker, am I going to be allowed to make my presentation?
Members, if a point of order is raised and the person who is on their feet debating wish to respond to the point of order, I'm going to... hold on, no. You're missing the point, member, and I won't name you. It is for the benefit of the person who is on their feet so they don't lose time. So member from Westmoreland East and others who will speak after, when a point of order is raised, if you would like to respond to it, please signal, because that way your time does not continue to run. I do not want you to lose time in the debate. If you are not responding to the point of order, then your presentation continues.
Sure. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to be abundantly clear. The report that I got from the CEO just over a week ago stated that you have 2,561 customers in Eastern Westmoreland that are without electricity. That is the report that was given. Madam Speaker, I came today, I came prepared because I knew this was going to happen. I came with my Bible, you know. I came with my Bible. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I came prepared because I knew it was going to happen. And I want to turn it, Madam Speaker. Proverbs 1 verse 10, Madam Speaker. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. I am not consenting today to the disruption that is coming from over there. No consent today. No. Madam Speaker, the priority program of the government to deal with the housing situation is the roofs program. The roofs program, Madam Speaker, has left a lot of persons without receiving any assistance. But I'm not even going there yet, Madam Speaker. I'm talking about those who have received something. First thing is that if we are talking about reconstruction and resilience, how is it that somebody would have lost their entire home, which is what severe represents in the roof program, and the allocation is $500,000? Who can rebuild a house with just $500,000? Who can rebuild a resilient house with just $500,000? There is absolutely nothing that speaks to that in this. And members whose constituencies were not affected can say whatever they want to say. When you travel across eastern Westmoreland and the parish of Westmoreland, several homes still have tarpaulin on them. Several homes still have tarpaulin on them. Right? Now, Madam Speaker, up to this morning, I got a call up to this morning. An individual who received
Members.
grant.
Minister, before you make your point of order, members, Deputy Speaker, members, I am not going to interrupt. I am not going to interrupt unless I am asked for the protection by the member. I will allow you to continue your debate. So where a member needs my intervention in today's debate, you ask for it. No, that's what I am definitely doing, member. No, not at all. Especially the member who doesn't need my protection. Members, in addition, let me help you with appreciating what happens for the general public. For the general public, the members who are seated behind the presenter who are shouting in the mic, you actually disturb their presentation, particularly in respect of the public listening because of how the mic system operates, far more than persons who are further away. So, just for our understanding, when the noise comes from both sides of the house, and particularly when it comes from close to the person presenting, you significantly disturb the presentation of the member closest to you. Now, there is a point of order being raised. Minister Charles, are you member? Point of order?
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I was trying my best to listen to the full sentence from the member, but as
I'm not hearing you well. You have to